Hey, welcome back again, community. Just wanted to mention at the beginning of this video, don't forget to like the video if you like the content. If you're new to the community, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. There'll be plenty of more content coming this way. So today we have a pretty important topic to actually talk about, and that's budgeting and finances, but as it pertains to your spouse, your significant other, right? So you're going to be saving money, investing money, but if you're doing these things and you're not on the exact same page with your spouse or your significant other, you're going to be fighting an uphill battle. So if you're saving money, if you're making cuts, if you're trying to potentially try to save your money, better your family situation, but your significant other is not on the same page, you're going to want to get them in on that. You're going to want to discuss money. Hey, I think we're spending too much here, or I really think we should make some cuts here. What do you think? Bring them into that planning. Bring them into that understanding of what you're trying to do. Because if you're making goals for a year, 2 years, even 5, 10 years out, but you're working towards this goal and your significant other is not, because they don't understand what your goal is, you're going to be essentially fighting against yourself. You're not going to get much of anywhere, in my opinion. And I could be wrong. Correct me if I am. If any of you guys are fighting against your spouse to do it and still getting there, I don't know. But for me, it's very important to discuss with my wife my goals for the family and what I intend to do and what we intend to do to get to those goals and to achieve them. A lot of that is cutting back on, for me personally, I did end up cutting back on coffee. You can see that in my budgeting video. I was able to cut back on the coffee, which was a major waste of money on my part, but I personally liked it in the morning. But I've been able to find an alternative, which is I make tea every morning now. So that saves me $3 a day, which is essentially anywhere from $60 to $80 a month. And I've been doing that steady for a few weeks now. So that's something I've been able to keep up with and able to cut my costs from $3 a day down to essentially 6 cents a day in tea bags and sugar. So, and even the sugar I'm cutting back a little bit. So these are things that I've been able to do. My wife's been helping with at home. We've been buying food in bulk, buying it in larger quantities, cutting it up, freezing it. We've made different choices for some of our food. We're eating a lot more chicken. We're eating a lot more beef. We buy bulk now instead of, we're not going out to eat almost never. There's a lot of things we're making different choices to get where we want to be. A lot of money we try to squeeze and put away. Another thing is I recently got my electrical license, so I'm a journeyman now, a journeyman licensed electrician instead of an apprentice. So my pay scale is going to go up significantly. Now this is going to help us a lot, because if you've seen the budgeting video, you'll see, just like most people out there, we've been living paycheck to paycheck for many years now, just squeezing by on my income. And now, especially with a one-income household, my wife doesn't work. She stays home and she watches our son, and she'll be watching our other son when he's born in October, November. So she's a stay-at-home mom. So a lot of it is just living off of my income. So we have to budget that quite well to pay for our expenses, to get ahead. I mean, vehicle, maintenance happens. It is expensive. You got to do what you got to do. Stuff like that does come up. I try to plan for that. Basically, being on the same page and being, able to talk to each other about money and being able to understand our goals and what's important and, what do we want to spend money on. That's huge, and that's really important. And if you share that with your spouse and you guys share that, you'll be on the same page with money a lot more. So when you decide, hey, we really don't need that, have that discussion with her. Maybe it's something that really is important to her, that, making that sacrifice in that small thing, it really isn't going to save you that much. It's not worth it. Sometimes there are things where they may not understand the total cost, and that can be wife or husband or whatever the case may be. It's not always the same person who's good with money, but having that discussion is extremely important, and being able to understand where the cutbacks are necessary and possible, and being able to understand, what kind of investments are you comfortable with, and teaching them about investments and teaching them about how you want to grow that money. Because if they understand why you're doing it, if they understand the reasons behind it, it's far easier for you to explain to them, hey, I'm putting away this money for this. I know we have other things, you'd love to go out to eat, but this will grow into a better thing for the family in the long term. This is going to be something that helps us out, helps our kids out, and puts us in a better position 10 years from now. And they're going to be more likely to understand and sympathize with you and sympathize with your views of investing. So that's something I think is really important. So by being upfront about money and talking with my wife about our investments, I've been able to put away a lot more than I would have otherwise. She's been very okay with and we've been upfront with each other about putting that money away, and that money always goes away. We don't touch that. If there's an expense, we don't touch our investments. We touch our cash, or we work more to make up the difference, but we never touch the investments, the principal. So that's been huge, having her there to support me on that. because if I didn't have that support, I don't think that would be something I could do. I don't think I'd be able to put away so much money as I have at my young age. I think I'd be fighting that battle too. So I really appreciate what my wife does with the support for me. If there's anything you guys talk with your significant other, your spouses about, stuff that you having that conversation has really helped you or put you in a position, or things that you would like to talk about but you're not sure how to talk about them, definitely comment that stuff below. Definitely leave a like. Definitely don't forget to comment what you think, your personal situation, things that you think, even have you talked about this, and I'll say, yeah, I have, or I have not with my wife. And so things like that is awesome that you guys can put that in, and it kind of draws the community together. We can all work on becoming better investors, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys coming back for more videos and liking and subscribing, and it's gonna be awesome to put out more content for you. So it's been nice talking, and I'll talk to you guys next time.